Hey friends, this is our second episode of our interview with Alla and me, Nick.
Yeah.
We just had lunch at, what's the place?
The place is called Моя английская бабушка.
So, my English
Great.
baby, right?
Бабушка.
Babushka. Yeah, the grandmother. And by the way, it's on the opposite of the British Embassy here in Central Minsk.
So if there are any representatives from the embassy who are watching this video, hello to you.
Yeah, hello.
And you
guys.
can have a great lunch here because we really enjoyed the meal we had, right?
Absolutely, I loved it. But as for me, I do not take regular lunches. I sometimes have my deliveries, but I definitely don't have a lot of time to prepare my meals during the day. What about you?
Well, during the week I don't have that much time because preparing lessons takes time. It's really time consuming. But during the weekend, at the weekends, I love preparing, cooking, if I have time for that.
But is there a secret how you maintain your diet and your overall well-being?
Maintain my diet. Well, I cannot say that there is some good diet, but I try not to eat that many sweets. I don't like really sweet things. I try not to eat a lot at night. Or, sometimes we finish quite late working. So I try to eat something light, like a salad or cottage cheese and a cup of tea with lemon, for example. And when it's good weather, like for example, it's becoming better and better, and I'm waiting to go back cycling. Even if I finish at 9, I come back home. I'm lucky to live in the city center, not far from Stella place.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I take my bike, I call to some of my friends, and if they can, they join me. If not, and I have quite a long ride from Stella to Minsk arena and go back. So that can be 15 kilometers, I guess, or maybe 20. I don't remember exactly. So swimming from time to time and playing badminton, but like the professional way of playing badminton.
The professional way?
Yeah,
You're kidding me.
I mean, it's not beach badminton. I'm not a great professional. I started like some years ago. Only one of my friends invited me to join the team he had, and now it's half professional, I would say.
Okay, semi-professional. Well, as for me, I don't do as much sports. I try to do boxing
But
3 times a week.
yeah, you go to the gym, yeah?
Nowadays, no, just boxing.
Okay.
It's a boxing gym, but only twice a week because I wanna attempt 3 or 4 times, but unfortunately, I cannot make it. Like too many commitments.
Okay, let's tell. Maybe some people don't know where are we now. So do you know what's the place?
Yeah, that's Central Minsk. We're somewhere here.
Somewhere here, but I mean that's something that belongs to the president's his residence,
Yeah,
maybe.
something like that, right.
Because I know that you have lots of followers like all around the world, so maybe they don't know where we are. So
I think who wanna know, like this person will know. So
okay.
otherwise, like, okay. Yeah. So we wanted to discuss how many lessons you have on a daily basis.
How many lessons? Well, usually a day have 4 or 3 lessons, but last year I had 8 groups. I was running 8 groups. It was extremely difficult because I still teach Spanish and English, and I'm not sure which language I like the most. Because when I'm back to Spain, I understand that's perfectly my atmosphere, my people, my language, and I really love it.
Okay.
So totally maybe 20 something lessons a week, and plus not only regular lessons but different kind of projects like speaking clubs, movie clubs, debates, table games. I adore that. Maybe if not that, I would stop teaching some years ago.
All right. So basically, all these activities and fun stuff keeps all this drive in teaching.
Yes,
So
really.
that motivates you.
That motivates me a lot. And when I talk to some people like you, it motivates as well, because you speak your lovely English and you talk to somebody who is a great professional.
Wow.
And it's a
you
nice
so much for
walk.
your compliments.
It's a nice walk right now, nice conversation. Why not? So, I mean,
That's
it also
awesome to
motivates.
hear.
Yeah.
As for me, what motivates me in this profession? Well,
Yeah, that had to be my question. So Nick, what motivates you?
well, first of all, the realization that I'm helping people on a large scale.
Yeah, that's true.
Meaning, I belong to some kind of like big idea.
That's
I'm not working with like big companies. Maybe it's as of current. Maybe in the future I will join one. Like, I don't know. But as of now, I'm sure that I'm doing a great job helping people enter universities abroad, and helping people
helping achieving their dreams.
exactly, like assisting them and like rendering quality service. So this is the number one thing that keeps motivating me, because you know that there are always people who are negative and who always try to like impose doubt on you, like, oh, you're not doing a good job, like, oh, you're not born for teaching, like, I'm born for teaching, you're not born for teaching.
Oh,
You
you
should
know,
die.
you know what I've heard?
Yeah.
Like my last year at school, so I understood that I wanted to enter the linguistic university. Well, and or even to study for journalism, I had to pass my English exam or Spanish. And so my teacher from school, she told me, oh, Alla, you know, you have to look for a different tutor, because I'm just a school teacher.
Yeah.
I'm not going to prepare you very well for your exam. But my teacher, she's really great. So she after I graduated from my school, she took part with some school boys and girls, something like European Olympiad, something like that in foreign languages. And her boy took the second place, so she was great. But she told me you have to find somebody from the university. And you know, my mom found this lady, and on the first meeting she gave me a huge test with more than 100 sentences, and maybe I had like 20 mistakes, but I guess that's okay, because you know I came like of course I don't know everything, I came to you, help me. And she told me, I think that's not a good choice for you to study foreign languages, you're not going to become a good teacher.
Yeah, like, you're not gifted for languages.
Yeah, so you know,
Go to you know, like,
don't listen to these people. If you really have this strong idea, motivation, if you really love it, try. If the door is closed, go to another door which is going to be opened. And
yeah,
so
exactly. And like, this thing I never understand, like how fast some other people like make decisions instead of you.
yeah, that's true.
So I have a suggestion for these guys: go jump in the lake, or go climb a tree. I don't know, at least go take a
Jump
walk.
with parachute.
Take a walk in the park at least.
Like we do right now.
Get a life instead of telling me what to do, okay? And I remember, like, a lot of
Let's do it like this way, because it's going to be a beautiful view. I think.
yeah,
Yeah.
like it's water. Yeah. So a lot of people think necessary to tell me what I should do. And in this case, one thing that had helped me a lot. So the first one
What was that?
it's A and B. A is CrossFit.
Oh,
So with CrossFit, I was able to improve my upper body,
okay.
and like I gained a look of a tough guy. That at least it's not you know, some kind of a boy who's sitting at the table, but it's like you know, it's a man who can if you like, there's at least a theoretical potential of hitting you in the face,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And
So
the second one was of course Thai boxing. The whole
interesting.
the whole
What's
understanding. So when the student knows, he sees the actual
power or
he sees the actual ammo
okay?
from Thai boxing gym,
Yeah,
because it's like, for example, it's in the room.
yeah.
So he realizes that if something goes wrong, potentially, of course, it's like only 1%, or it's a fraction of a percent that I can touch someone, yeah?
Yeah.
But he or she can see that I am bleeping serious. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah, so, and because Like that's why people become like, okay, yeah.
Oh, such a cruel method, a little bit maybe.
Of course, maybe it's more over the.
I'm a very kind person. I wouldn't do that. So, guys, it's not about me. And when you mentioned that you like helping students in your situation, that's helping them enter in some universities. What idea I have, like lots of teachers, and for example myself, in English, I like working more with like pre-intermediate, intermediate, upper students, right? And lots of us, we don't like the beginners, to tell the truth, right?
Yeah.
To start with the alphabet, all the phonetic symbols. But you know what? I'm really happy. Like this year, I have 3 Spanish groups, and they are principiantes. That means beginners.
Like starters, yeah.
Yeah, beginners, starters. And I'm really proud of them, and I'm really happy to see that this is what I help them, like how I help them. That's my job, that's my force, what they gained, what they have now. And even there are some students who are somewhere now in Spain or in different places, and I understand that I was the first one who introduced them to the Spanish world, and it makes me feel very good.
You see, like the sense. Actually, you mentioned the second very important point. Why, like how we maintain motivation.
Yeah, that's about that.
Yeah, how we don't, what do you say? Don't kind of store all the negative energy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't focus on the empty half of the glass.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the second point, is valid for me as well, because if I can see
the progress,
real progress, what the person had done. Yeah, but there is of course a downside to what you mentioned, because you can see this progress, or you can't.
Can happen.
It can happen, and like there are plenty of reasons. So one of the reasons is, for example, a guy like me. I can join a group.
Yeah.
And I think that I'm very smart.
And
the person can think that he's smarter than everyone else.
Okay.
And he will become negative.
Yeah, that's true, because he'll make lots of. He will try to answer the first one, to be the first one, maybe. And I know that. Like you gave an example with this Bob or Mike, like who's the true answer is A. And one more thing, you're a teacher, and that also when I join some events. And they are more for not teachers, like any speaking club or what. Yeah,
for general populace.
Yes. So the first desire is to be the first one to tell something, to speak.
Like you guys don't know heck. Let me tell you, yeah?
Maybe this thing, but I think of another point as well. Like when I am in such club or event, I understand that here I'm not a teacher, and I also want to speak up. Exactly. Like not to be the one who directs, who conducts all their studying process, but then I think, okay, these guys came to speak and they know less than me, so maybe I will try to slow down a little bit.
Yeah, so. But you see, I think it's not even about professionalism in teaching. I think it's about a psychological understanding of how you behave.
Maybe
it's a conscious decision. So you have to consciously understand.
Is it warm enough? Okay, let's try. Okay.
You have to consciously understand, are you going to speak up, or you're going to only answer the questions?
Yeah.
Because for me, sometimes I want to express my energy.
I can't do it without glasses.
But I always try to stop myself.
Same thing happens to me, yeah.
Not to express my energy, but to understand that, it's my problem that I have so much energy. Maybe I should go to the gym, or I don't know, have
But why
Yeah.
not to speak? Maybe we don't have that
But
many meetings for the professionals as we would love to
Yeah.
have. Remember when was the last teachers talk shop? I already forgot about that.
yeah, but you see, like we take it for granted now.
Yeah.
Because it's a personal initiative by
Yeah, but
by
Natalia.
Natalia.
Yes,
Yeah.
I know.
It's not something promised or fixed. It's not
Yeah, I
like
understand.
nobody's paying,
I
like,
understand.
salary.
I
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah, today like she's good with that. Like she has time or
Maybe we should do something that
yeah.
for somebody to pay for. Okay, just
Right.
an idea.
So my idea was that it's always a conscious decision whether you want to speak up,
Yeah.
meaning that you're going to dominate the class or you're going to dominate the conversation.
Yeah.
You have to realize it. How, are people paying you for that?
Uh-huh.
Is it their goal or not?
Yeah.
With me, I consciously understand and I accept it actually that some people are paying me to be my students, to study with me, to improve their English.
Yeah.
However, the others are playing like they are studying with me because they like me, like the personality,
Uh-huh.
and they like to hang out and our
Yeah.
jokes,
Okay.
our positivity and our history because we've learned all different topics in all like possible levels. Like we're studying business English, for example.
So,
It's just a fun time pass. in
so I
English.
think it's time maybe for you to take part in Who Wants to Be the Millionaire because you've learned different topics and you can try to win the million. No? Jokingly. No, because you mentioned that you've studied lots
know.
of topics and so you know a lot.
Yeah, but the purpose of this study is to improve vocabulary of the students.
Of course, but at the same time, when you are
Yeah.
searching for something for the students, when you want to respond to their needs, at the same time you learn something. So ask anybody here, stop and ask something about the royal family. Will they tell you something? No, but we will because we did it.
Hold on. My question is, why on earth should I know anything about the royal family?
Because usually it's on the program. I mean, okay, maybe you didn't have experience teaching students at the university or at school, but
Not in
usually.
university, not at school.
Okay, but usually it's in the program. Okay, let's take a different example. Something that
Yeah,
you
I
usually.
agree that it's in every book.
Yeah, but take a different topic that you usually study with your students and stop anybody here asking and maybe why should they know that? But you know
see,
that.
nowadays, maybe for the last 5 years or so.
I think we should stay here because the light is wonderful here.
Yeah. No, we need dynamics.
Yeah.
We need movement. We're never gonna stay
Sure.
here. Like it's you see it's in the moment,
Yeah.
and that's why people are watching. So what I was saying was that it's not that like it's a kind of like a rigid program that I teach. No, because I'm, as you know, I'm privileged to teach individual students. I know that you probably know that.
Sorry, may you just stop for a while?
Yeah.
I'm talked to some government officials. We can show them. Look, soon you're gonna hold the second European Games, and this area looks very unpleasant. I'm sorry. I mean the pavement and all this stuff. So for people to walk. Don't you think so?
I was
sorry.
not sure what you're talking about.
No, you didn't get my idea. Okay, we are
That
walking.
that you are not happy with this.
Yes, with this pavement, and I mean
Frankly-
pavement.
Frankly, there are so many grave problems in our state.
I
that
know.
I think that this should be the least of our
But
worries.
you know they wanna for their second European Games, the sports games that's gonna be held in June.
I'm sorry. I will tell you, like in a friendly way, I couldn't care less.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Sorry. Okay, let's continue with the topic we had.
Yeah, but anyway, we tried combining different genres. Like one was a teacher talk, and the second one was a tourist guide. And now we're adding one more. This like what do you call it? The
What?
activism part.
Uh-huh.
When we find some problems and like try to
Cope with them.
try to show like we have problems. Yeah.
Okay.
What was the idea?
Well, the idea was just to share maybe your experience, my experience in teaching. I'm teaching two foreign languages. We've already in the previous part a little bit discussed the failures that we had in the very beginning. And
Right.
I also wanted to mention that I've told you while we were having break and having lunch that to my mind, a real teacher is a teacher who is cared about his self-professional development.
Oh yeah, that's a very valid
Because
point.
and in my example, nobody forced me to do that. Like at the university, it was okay. No, at university, okay, they care a little bit about that thing.
Yeah.
So there are still some seminars, some workshops, but for the last 7 years, I've been teaching for a language school, and my boss, she was sure that I am a good teacher, really good teacher, and
And that's enough.
she didn't take, and that's enough. But I was like, have you ever visited my lesson? So, but the answer
You mean
was,
observed, yeah.
yeah, well, observed and even visited, like
Okay.
to stay there and to
Yeah.
listen to what's going on, the
Yeah.
process itself. And she was like, why do you have to do that? Like, you've got good reviews, students, they don't quit your lessons, they finish the program, they get good results, I mean, the final test and so on and so
Yeah.
forth.
So from what I get, you are trying to say that you wanted not just supervision, but also a guidance of more feedback from your administration of your school.
But not, administration, but I mean, I wanted everybody who is the owner of any language school not to hire just people because you know that he got a good diploma, that some years ago he was good in something. You have to be worried about his professional development. The world is changing, and even now in 1 minute that many things happen all around the world, and so we have to adapt to something that's changing.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And so we need training. So you visit lots of conferences. Maybe I haven't visited that many of them, but that was me who forced myself to visit, to go to sign up for different events.
Right.
There are many right now.
And of course, funded from your own pocket.
Yeah.
Not expect anything to be covered.
Yeah,
because
that's
it's a real expense because you
Yeah.
gotta you gotta pay first for the ticket.
yeah.
Next, your second expense is that you're not working this time.
Yeah, you're not working at this time though.
Yeah,
So
you're not giving lessons.
but what I really like to say that you invest in yourself. I tell that to the students, like this time you invest in yourself. Like, don't think that it's just a waste of your time. You're here during the lesson, you're trying to learn something new, you're practicing many things, like you've got speaking practice, listening practice, and so on.
Yeah.
And so they have to understand that, because some students, they just come because somebody or paid for their studies or
Yeah.
gave them as a birth certificate, and they don't
so
understand
their
that much.
motivation is not ingrained.
Yeah, they don't see that, but well, you explain them that it's good, it's the best pasatiempo, como dicen los españoles. Pasatiempo?
Pasatiempo.
That's the
like,
good
time
time,
span?
yes,
No,
to
but
spend your
actually
time.
It's different. It's not time span.
I mean, but
your investment of your time.
investment of your time, that's the
Yeah,
good thing.
right.
Investment, that's
It's
what
not
I was
just
saying.
Like pasatiempo, like meaning you're not just wasting time, not just.
It's not wasting time, it's
yeah.
I mean spending time on something good.
Yeah.
Oh, the
but-
pigeons, the word that I forgot in the first part.
Yeah, the pigeons, right?
Yeah.
I believe it's a famous walk that we are currently at.
Uh-huh.
It's River Svislaj in
Svislaj.
central Minsk, Belarus.
Yeah.
Um,
Nice weather, birds around us, pigeons.
yeah. So we were discussing different ways that keep us
On the
alive.
move,
Yeah,
yes.
on the move. So
In the
let's-
teaching process.
Let's recap once again. One, we have to feel that we are doing a good job,
Yeah.
like the motivation at large.
That we are on the right way. Yeah.
That we are helping people.
Yeah.
The second thing is you can see real changes right now, maybe tomorrow, that the student can speak or can do something he or she couldn't do before.
Yeah.
So that's evidence of your progress.
True.
Yeah. So the third thing is that what?
The third thing, self-development maybe.
Yeah, self-development, that you can see that last year it was like that, and this year it's improving. So you can see that you're a different person and you're growing.
That's true.
Yeah, and
And try to do maybe something different. I mean, like not just having regular lessons, because it's gonna soon become a routine.
of course,
Maybe it's gonna be a good advice for somebody who is teaching any language. Like, even if you're doing that for free, I did that as well as you many times, like
Yeah.
some events, but that's meeting different people, sharing experience, and that keeps you up.
right. So what Alla want to say is that all these English clubs, book discussions, like whatever, group discussions, movie.
Debates, for example,
Yeah, this
you're
is-
doing something in a different way, not what
Yeah.
the program tells you to do, or any program, university or language school program.
Yeah. I'm not saying that you have to just not do the program, don't follow the program. No. And adapt. Like adapt to the needs of students, and adapt like using something you didn't do before. I mean, not like drugs or something. I mean new methods of study, new situations, new study content, etc.
And one more thing that I would like maybe to say in the end of this video, that remember that, well, your job is not doesn't have to take all your 24 hours.
Oh yeah.
Find time, even force yourself to find time for something totally different. Go cycling,
Yeah,
go
to
running,
switch.
dancing, switch off completely.
Maybe not switch off. Like when we switch off,
I mean,
like we
switch off your
die.
brain. No, switch off your brain maybe
Wow.
from some things that you do every day, like 10 or 8 hours, and
Mhm.
try to change it for something different.
Yeah, like at least there should be an hour for physical exercises. Well, I'm stating the obvious actually here.
Uh-huh.
What else?
What else?
So, like social activity, of course.
Sure.
Well, maybe it's more for women. I don't know.
Social
The
activity?
social activity.
But don't you think that all your videos isn't your social activity? I mean,
like it's a good question actually. Yeah.
because it seems to me you are socializing a lot. Like, I even don't have, frankly speaking, time to watch all the videos that you have, but they are worth watching, guys. There are some good tips
Yeah.
and hints.
Yeah, so if it is some social network, please subscribe and stay tuned.
Yeah. So shall we say goodbye, I guess? Or
Well, I guess for now, and please watch the next episode of our interview with Alla, Funt, and Nick and Rea. We both teachers. Alla teaches Spanish and English, and I teach English and prepare students for such competitive exams like TOEFL, SAT, and IELTS.
so
Cheerio.
Nick speaks.
Yeah.
Goodbye.